The difference in dating when you fully step into the frequency of self-love and confidence will open up so many unlimited possibilities. And in this episode, we are going to learn how to intentionally date yourself. From Lovelistic Living, this is the BEmpowered Podcast with your Italian host and psychic healer, Sara Garofalo. As the leading destination for personal development and empowerment, this is your roadmap to healing, unlocking, and transforming your life. Our goal is to normalize the practice of spirituality and empower you to unlock your highest potential so you can step into your power, clear energy blocks, shift your subconscious beliefs, and manifest the love, abundance, and life you deserve. Welcome back to another episode of the BEmpowered Podcast with Sara, Lovelistic Living here, your Italian spiritual healer. Welcome back. I'm so excited to talk about how to intentionally date yourself and ride the frequency of self-love and radiate and embody the frequency. If you are so committed to embody the frequency of self-love and you really want to work on it, we're having this live event on Saturday, April 5th, that is going to be an energetic activation to activate the energy of self-love. I will be doing this and offer this for the BEmpowered community. Make sure that you join us because this is transformational. If you've never done a energetic activations with me, this is your chance because all of my clients come out so successful and so different in their frequency that they're embodying. That tells you that energy is real. If you have ever seen a picture of me 5 years ago compared to now with no plastic surgery, no Botox, nothing but self-love and inner work, you can tell that energy upgrades and activation exist. I was able to go from broke and broken after an emotionally abusive relationship to the version of me that I've always dreamt of becoming, which is the most empowered version of myself that radiates feminine energy, self-love, confidence, and abundance. I was able to create a multiple six-figure business and parent my children in a foreign country, away from home, away from family, and become, again, so empowered through intuition and energy that all I want to do is to invite you to join the space and learn through all of the exclusive trainings we have in there about spiritual protection, how to sever the ties, how to activate your divine feminine energy, and so much more about your quantum healing and quantum leap. Do not miss this live activation because it is so powerful. And if you're committed to bettering yourself, this is your chance. So I'm excited to see you in there. But let's talk about intentionally dating yourself. And when I mean intentionally, I mean not just going around saying that you date yourself, but not actually feeling happy about being alone. This is the process of completely and unapologetically falling in love with yourself, because it's only going to help you in embodying the frequency of love so that you become the energetic match to what you want to attract. And in this case, the love you deserve to experience. So let's get started. Number one is treat yourself like you want to be treated by someone else. So many women, so many people and men are looking for love outside of themselves. And believe me when I tell you that I was in a very toxic cycle of only attracting either narcissist or emotionally unavailable partners, or worse, partners that they constantly said that I was perfect and beautiful and all of this amazing compliments. But at the end of the day, they left me for another woman. And I can't tell you how much that stings. Only if you've been burned through that experience, you can understand the pain and how much it burns to be perfect or to be so good and bring so much to the table and still be left for someone that is less than you. So I've been through all of those experiences. And when I started dating myself fully, I chose to completely and unapologetically start treating myself the way I wanted to be treated and not waiting for the prince to come and save me. And I must confess that Cinderella's story really fucked me up so good when I was a kid. It was my favorite story, Disney story, until I realized that it kept me into a loop of victimhood. And believe me, I love Cinderella, the light blue colors. I resonate with her story, and yet now I resonate so much with Mulan and the princess that is the warrior, because at the end of the day, you can constantly live a life in victimhood and waiting for that person to save you and show you love. And there are so many Hollywood cheesy movies that show you that, or portray the delusional reality that there is that someone that's going to save you. And in some cases, probably that can happen. I'm not saying that it will not happen, but if you live a life waiting for that to happen, then you will get probably old by the time you start creating a different reality. And this podcast and everything that I share is about reclaiming your power and energy back. If you don't like this type of talk, well, maybe I'm not the cup of tea that you want to drink right now, because I'm all about you shifting, shaping, and creating your own reality, and you deciding to be the best version you could ever become. So we need to stop waiting for that someone to give us love and realizing we are love, we are source energy, we are powerful, and your journey from this connection to the most powerful version of yourself is going to be reclaiming that version through the many trials and errors you can possibly go through. But that is the beauty of falling in love with the journey. So I decided a year ago, actually more than a year ago, because I've been in a relationship now for a year. So let's just say 2 years ago, to date myself fully and intentionally, to stop waiting or walking around looking at the potential lovers, because that only brings an energy of neediness that people respond to, and you actually end up repelling people. So what I mean by that is you need to stop looking when you go into the supermarket and looking at this nice guy or nice woman, be like, oh, is she the one? Because believe it or not, that's what was going on in my head. I would go to the gym and then look at the guy and he was so hot and pretty and be like, oh my God, that's the one. Or is he the one? And I was so needy. That is literally the mindset that it's going to keep you stuck, because you're looking outside of you instead of becoming the magnet. And when I made the decision to date myself intentionally, to be like, well, if this is the only time I get, because I know once I find my person, it's done. I'll never get this time back with myself. Then so be it. And let's enjoy getting to know myself and understanding who I am, what I like, what I don't like, and giving myself the attention that I deserve and having date nights with myself. And I'll get into that. But now that I look back at that, I miss it. And I still date myself, even if I am in a relationship. So treat yourself the way you want to be treated. If you want for someone to cook for you, start cooking intentionally for yourself. If you want for someone to take you out for a dinner, then take yourself out for that romantic dinner. Dress up, not for the looking or the external validation to meet that someone, but to really have the best night with yourself and feeling complete. And it's going to require you to get outside of your comfort zone because it will feel uncomfortable. And I'm not ashamed to admit that as a 31-year-old woman at the time, I'm 32 right now, but that happened last year. I took myself for the first time to the movie center, to the cinema by myself for the first time at 31 years old. I always felt like a loser if I, go by myself to watch a movie. And when I was dating myself, I decided to date myself and to get over that fear or that limiting belief that I didn't have anybody to take me out, And I realized that I needed to spend time with myself. It was very uncomfortable and I was so self-conscious, not realizing that that was one of the best experience, or taking myself to concert. And then it started to be this beautiful energy of enjoyment, of spending time with myself, and notice what was going to bring me that night. For example, going out to a concert and then maybe meeting new friends, or having this amazing conversation with someone and then leave, but not asking for anything in return, and really enjoy the journey. So that's step number 1 that I would encourage you to do. And let me know in the comments, what would you be giving yourself that you're waiting for others to give you? And it could also include buying yourself flowers. And again, I never bought myself flowers until when I started intentionally dating myself and realizing that I loved it. So it is going to help you to call in that energy. And number 2, stop throwing yourself at people who don't have a clue on how to value you, hold your heart and your sensitivity, and start choosing people that choose you back. So this is a very important step that most women and men that do not value themselves, they make this one mistake of, for one, overgiving themselves and overgiving everything about them, oversharing, overgiving on a golden plate to the first person that walks into the door. And I want you all to understand that nobody's going to value a product, a service, or your essence if you just give it away for free. This is the basic understanding of psychology that I did understand, never embodied it, and you have to become this embodiment. I'm telling you right now that if you place a value upon yourself, saying, I have a lot to offer, I have a lot to offer just by being me. And I want you to write a list of the things that you know you're good at, even when you think you don't have any. So, for example, if you are good at cooking and you are good at giving massages, you are good at listening, don't ever take those little things for granted, because if you're someone that has never kind of accomplished something big, and when I mean big, like building your own business or going out there and writing a book, I mean, those are big things that you could accomplish if you wanted to. But let's just say that you really believe that you don't bring anything to the table besides the little things. Those little things of being a good listener, being a good cook, being a good nurturing presence are signs and divine essence that make a relationship great. And I really want you to own who you are and what you can bring, your honesty, your integrity, and your loyalty. Don't ever take those for granted, because these days you don't find those people almost anymore. It's rare. They are out there, and you just have to find them, recognize them. And step number 2, which is as important as step number 1, when you find a good person that chooses you back, that wants you, because don't push them away. You may have an idea in your mind of who you are meant to be with, and yet I want you to revisit that idea of the person you want to be with, because look at the substance and not at the shiny objects for a second, knowing that the one person with substance can become also the shiny objects. But it is a reflection of where your standards are. If you only want the nice car, the nice shiny objects, and you only focus your values on materialistic things that could actually fade at some point. I have met clients that told me that they were lucky to marry into a relationship that they made a lot of money together, and then when they actually lost the money together, they were still standing strong and could go through adversity together because they had that strong bond, versus someone who is marrying or being in a relationship for materialistic reasons, for the shiny object syndrome. And when things get tough, you don't have the support you need, and you end up feeling alone in a relationship, which I think is the worst curse ever. I've been there myself, and I can tell you, look for the substance. And when someone chooses you back, give them a chance, or at least stay knowing that this is part of your journey of experiences, this kind of attention and love and validation, and to not push them away for something that may be insignificant. So there it is. And let's move into the next step on how to date yourself intentionally, which is romanticizing your life. So if you follow me, you know that I'm a big romantic person. I've always been this way. And despite all of the breakthroughs and heartbroken experiences I've gone through in my life, and there are quite many, I can tell you that I did one thing of choosing to believe that the love that you find in the books and in paintings and in the poems is real, and I was determined to find it. I was determined to experience the true essence of true love. And I told myself, when you finally fall in love with yourself, you then start to realize, or at least you get to that place of, I'm so good with myself that if If I'm meant to be by myself, so be it. But I will not lower my standards to be in a relationship that is not true love. Like for me, that was the highest standards that I wanted to experience. And I was determined to find it. And I really believe it exists because I am in that relationship, and the frequency of true love does exist that goes beyond time and dimensions. So this is a topic for another time about past lives and the love that continues, to inspire you to find the muse of purpose, but always coming from a place of wholeness. Like when you can become whole and that person is whole and you meet and share this love, but you're not codependent, you are sharing an experience together and you love yourself and you love them unconditionally. This is the best love you will ever experience. So romanticize your life and hold on to the hope that love exists. One of the mistakes that people make is to let go of that hope and stop hoping. And I'm romanticizing my life, the food I'm eating, the way I'm cooking. I'm lighting candles at night and lighting up incense and Palo Santo. So I created rituals. Romanticizing your life means creating rituals that are intentionally there to help you vibrate at a very high frequency of love and love for yourself, unconditional love for yourself. What would you do for the other person? I know that you're so good at giving when that person comes, and yet you don't want to make the mistake to overgive and lose yourself in a relationship ever again. So start giving to yourself and realizing that you are whole. This is your journey back to wholeness. Once you become whole and realize you can make it on your own, you are fine on your own, then you ride and become the embodiment of that vibration that will then make you the magnet. And magnetizing means that you stop chasing people. People start being attracted to you. They want to be in your energy. They want to take you out to dinner. They want to open up the doors. They want to do things for you. And if you're a woman listening to this, know that the right person that wants to be in your presence and worships you like a goddess and a queen will find simple pleasure of making you happy so important and essential for their happiness. I can't tell you how many times my boyfriend told me, making you happy makes me happy, and I enjoy doing things for you. I needed to hear that because I really didn't believe that was true in the past. I always felt like I needed to work really hard for love. I needed to work hard to earn love. If they would buy me dinner or take me out, then I felt like I needed to gift them something or be doing something to earn that love and attention. And I can tell you that just by being you is so magnetic and it's so precious. You are a divine gift that was meant to come here and shine. And the more you connect with the divine feminine energy, which we have in activation, 21-day activation in the BEmpowered online community, that I would love for you to begin if you are in the process of becoming and dating yourself, that is going to transform your life. If you are in the masculine energy of always giving, always doing, always feeling like you need to prove your self-worth, that is very masculine. That's what a man is supposed to do, because as the energy and embodiment of the divine masculine, men are designed to climb the mountain and be the best men. May the best men win. Like, this is something that is being ingrained in centuries of proving themselves, proving their worth to you to conquer your love. And we are not talking about female rights or men rights here. This is a very romantic topic of you stepping into receiving mode and divine feminine energy, and them stepping into divine masculine and gifting you, giving you, and making you feel so like a goddess. So dating yourself intentionally is ultimately the process of falling in love with yourself. And I want you to reprogram your mindset and shifting that mindset that you only get this one shot in life to become whole, get to know yourself, get to know what you like, get to know what you don't like. And once you have it, nobody can take that away from you. I'm going to say this again. If your fear is to lose yourself in a relationship, then dating yourself intentionally is the way to go here, because nobody can take that piece away from you once you reclaim it. That is law. If you do the healing journey, if you take the right step with the right tools, then nobody, and I mean nobody, can take that away from you. So you become whole, you attract someone that is whole and stable and full of integrity and emotionally available as much as you are, and honest and loyal. I can't tell you how good it feels to then attract that version of you only when you go through the process of becoming whole. Intentionally dating yourself is falling in love with yourself and the journey and really discovering who you are. So I hope that this creating some kind of inspiration to go out and live your day like if it was your last day of getting to know yourself and really choosing to rediscover yourself and radically accept and love yourself for who you were born and always meant to become. Don't forget the live activation of self-love to receive the codes of energetic upgrades that are going to help you shift at a cellular level. Link down below, and I'll see you in there. And I'm so excited for your journey to begin.